the main event of the evening, and the reason why we paid our $70. We got Ciryl Gane, the number 3 ranked undefeated heavyweight contender, minus 350 favorite, and I gotta say I was super shocked at that money line. Proved to be pretty good. And then Derrick Lewis plus 270, number 2 ranked heavyweight. And this was for the interim belt, aka the number 1 contendership. I still die on the hill that this fight shouldn't have been for a belt. They only did it to make the pay-per-view like a pay-per-view, and I don't like that. It's almost like retrofitting, like they kind of worked backwards on this.
That's exactly what they did, because they couldn't get Ngannou to fight by this point, and they were like, "Well,"
and they already had the Toyota Center booked. Like they were kind of transparent about it. I get it. It's just, to me, not the best look. Hey, it served its purpose. Now we have a unification belt. It's going to be a lot of fun. We probably would have ended up with this being the guy that fights Francis anyway. I don't think a lot really changed. It kind of, everybody got to have their cake and eat it too. Gane gets a better paycheck. It is what it is.
I mean, should we even go round by round on this fight, or should we just kind of break down? Because I think there's no reason to go round by round, because Derrick Lewis literally landed 2 strikes in round 1.
Yeah.
He landed 16 in a 3-round fight.
Yeah, no, it was all Gane. And I got to say, it went how the fight, I thought it was even going to go. And so I put $20, just a little bit. I put 20 on Derrick Lewis by knockout. And I should have done it a couple days ago. Not that it would have ended up mattering, but by the time I actually placed my bet, I got 3-1, which I think earlier in the week, I think that would have been. Yeah, and so I definitely could have got a better number. It's a good lesson, though. If you feel good about a number, place that bet ASAP early in the week before the line moves a whole bunch. However, like I said, not that it would have ended up mattering. This fight was all Gane. But what I'm saying is, how did this fight go how you thought it was going to go, but you bet on Lewis? Well, I knew Gane was going to piece up Lewis. It was just that moment I was waiting for never came,
Right.
And I got to be real. I didn't think Gane was going to be able to finish Lewis, which, there we go, spoiler, cat's out of the bag. Gane knocked out Derrick Lewis last night, which
it was insane. It was insane to see Ciryl Gane pour on the shots, man. I mean, he landed 98 significant strikes, Derrick Lewis's 16. And honestly, had Derrick Lewis, turning away, essentially not wanting to fight.
I think Gane proved he's a little more powerful and dangerous than we originally anticipated, or at least me. I won't even say we. I know a lot of people were super high on Gane. I viewed Gane as essentially a point fighter and a guy that was going to try to out-cardio you and out-technique and touch you more than he gets touched, which is a good strategy to employ in MMA. I don't think we've ever seen it be as effectively employed in the heavyweight division. And it was one of those things where I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. And I guess I'm seeing it because, it happened. And it keeps happening to all the best heavyweights.
Yeah, I mean, and every time Ciryl Gane gets a fight, I keep thinking to myself, man, is this the one where the test is too big for him, where you just can't handle it? And every time he just handles the test.
I said the same thing against Volkov. Had to eat my shit. Said it last night. At least I put my money where my mouth was. Ate my shit and my wallet. But yeah, man, I keep doubting Gane, and he keeps proving me wrong. And that's usually how I end up becoming big fans of guys.
Yeah, and his footwork is so nice. He used to be a sparring partner of Ngannou. I was watching a video of them sparring. They were not sparring light. They were sparring pretty hard. So he can eat big shots. That's when, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, no, he has a crazy chin. I didn't realize that because we've never seen it be tested.
Yeah, man. Derrick it was just completely outclassed. And it was funny. Everybody was saying all week, if Derrick Lewis beats Gane, then MMA is fake. not that it's fake rigged, but that the actual techniques of mixed martial arts don't work whenever you just have a big badass power puncher like Derrick Lewis that. Just because Derrick Lewis always when I get taken down, I just stand back up. He always says these things that imply that he uses no technique. I think it's a little tongue in cheek. I think he's a little more skilled than he likes to lead on, or that people like to leave him credit for. But didn't look that way last night. He got completely outclassed, which, like I said, I thought I can't even say that he didn't fight the fight that he should have fought. Like, he was
Oh
trying to
no,
land that big bomb. It just never came.
yeah,
And
because
then
Gane's footwork, he was just a ghost in there, man.
I think me and Derrick Lewis both felt that like Gane wouldn't be able to knock him out or actually hurt him. Like, I think even as Lewis was getting hurt and getting finished, there was like this look of like, is this really happening? Am
Yeah,
I really? Can I really not respond from these? Like, I think.
he looked dejected, bro. Where he was just like, man, I can't even like strike with this dude. Like, he's beating me with a punch every time, and like, I think he was just like literally like kind of mentally broken by it all.
Yeah, man.
Because Gane seemed stronger in the clinch too, which I was like, what?
Yeah, oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up, bro. Every time Derrick Lewis would get his hands on Gane, I would kind of get a little bit stoked of like, okay, dope, he's got him on the inside, because then if he got him against the fence, Gane couldn't get back up and get out of range, and he would be forced to be in Lewis's range, right? And like, but not what was happening at all. Like, every time they clinched up, Gane would dig the perfect underhook, spin him around, get Lewis against the cage, disengage, be right back at kickboxing range, and then let the hands and feet go. Like, it was
beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like I said, if you would have told me that Gane was going to be stronger than Derrick Lewis,
right,
I wouldn't have believed you, especially because Derrick Lewis came in at weigh-ins 15 pounds heavier, probably 20 or 30 pounds heavier in the octagon. Didn't fucking really matter.
Didn't matter at all. And like, he's been on like a hard like workout routine, like kind of changing his body. Like, he's not as fat as he used to be. I'm not even gonna say fat.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually more muscular now than he used to be.
Way better shape, yeah.
And
I don't think Lewis was gassed. I don't think that's what it was.
No. I'm just saying that like, even still with all that, still wasn't enough for him to. Gane is serious. That's my takeaway from this more than anything.
Gane. Yeah, no. He literally he earned my respect, and he forced me to eat shit. And I gotta say though, am I gonna do the same thing when he fights Francis? Like, I don't think I gotta say, the path to victory clearly exists against Francis, and Francis is a way better athlete than Lewis. So I think it's gonna be harder for Gane to just like out-athlete, outclass, out-footwork.
Well, they're like so similar in build, you know what I mean? Like, one is 6'6" and one is 6'7", and it's like they're both extremely muscular, and like one's, I guess, 15 pounds lighter than the other. It's like they're very, very similar guys.
I think the fact that Francis's last fight was against Stipe really helps him against the guy like Gane. You know what I mean?
You're exactly right.
A smaller heavyweight, a more fleet of foot heavyweight. A guy that will throw from the outside a little bit. I think that it's really good that Francis got that fight in before he has to fight a guy like Gane.
Yeah. So before we go, we can answer this question too. How much does size and power matter compared to like skill, right? Which that is essentially what this heavyweight matchup is going to come down to.
I think before last night I would have.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I think before last night I would have answered the question a little differently. I think Gane really kind of planted the flag for technique.
Yeah, for team skill. Yeah,
for team skill, exactly. And this kind of same thing happened in basketball. I think all sports kind of are moving more towards finesse over power. Football, you see the passing, and it's not a lot of power anymore. Basketball, you don't see a lot of Shaqs. Granted, Giannis did just win the title, but you see a lot more finesse, a lot smaller bodies. I think, but at the same time, it's not like there's just Gane's walking around out there that just
right. That's the thing, is they're rare at that size. You know what I mean?
Because that's the same argument. It's like, oh, why doesn't every basketball player just do what Kevin Durant does? It's like, well, there's
it's like
only
his skill set's greater
2 or
than
3 on
everyone
the
else.
planet. Yeah. So that's a phenomenal question. Thanks for asking that, Justin. That's a guy I met out here in Reno. I met him at the skate park. He does badass BMX. He beat me in a game of skate, so he can skate pretty good too. So yeah, shout out Justin. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. And yeah, man, that's a great question. Yeah, power versus finesse. That's exactly what was on display last night, and finesse won. So right now, in this knee-jerk reaction moment, I'll say skill and finesse. But, if Francis Ngannou goes out there and starches him, I may be singing a different tune. And that's how sports work, right? What have you done for me lately? What's the current trend? what's the current wave, what's working at the moment. Because then guess what? All the coaches and the smartest minds and the best athletes get that film, and they get to work on ways to counter that and get to work on ways to beat that and devise a game plan to neutralize that. So it goes in cycles, man. It goes in cycles. I
Yeah,
think
for
that's fair
sure.
to say.